What if your erection tomorrow morning depended not on what you do when you wake up, but on what you eat right before you fall asleep? Most men over 60 think morning weakness is a sign of aging, but as a doctor, I can tell you it is often the result of one simple thing: your blood vessels are not prepared during the night. And the right food, taken at the right moment, can change the way your intimate area reacts when the day begins. When you sleep, your body performs a series of automatic processes. One of them is vascular repair. The vessels that supply the penis relax, open, and oxygenate themselves. But after 60, this repair slows down. The endothelial tissue becomes stiff, nitric oxide levels drop, and the pressure inside the erectile chambers stays too low. This is why your erection feels weak when you open your eyes. It is not lack of desire. It is lack of preparation. Now here is where the food comes in. Certain nutrients have the ability to increase nitric oxide. Naturally, improve the elasticity of the vessels, and keep the pelvic circulation active even while you sleep. And when these nutrients are released slowly throughout the night, they prime your erectile tissue for a strong response the next morning. Think of it like fueling a machine before shutting it down. If the tank is full, it starts instantly the next day. To understand how this works, imagine the penis as a pair of small balloons. Without enough incoming pressure, they stay flat. But if the vessels leading to them are relaxed and open, even the natural blood flow during sleep begins to fill those chambers lightly. Then, when you wake up, the system is ready. The tissues are warmer, more oxygenated, and more responsive to your body's morning signals. That is why a single bite of the right food before bed can make such a difference. It is not magic. It is chemistry. It prepares the vessels so the erection can build faster as soon as your circulation rises in the early morning hours. Before we continue, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you do not miss the next steps. And comment below one word, night power, if you want stronger morning erections, or testing if you will try this food tonight. If you have ever wondered why your erection feels weaker in the morning, the explanation is far more mechanical than emotional. After 60, your blood vessels become less flexible, especially the tiny ones responsible for bringing pressure into the erectile chambers. These microvessels stiffen during the night because nitric oxide levels drop and the tissues cool down. When you wake up, the system is simply not ready to deliver the amount of blood your penis needs to become firm. This is where food plays a surprisingly powerful role. Certain natural nutrients stimulate nitric oxide production hours after digestion begins. Because digestion slows during sleep, these compounds are released gradually throughout the night. As they circulate, they help relax the endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels. A relaxed endothelium opens more easily, allowing more blood to flow into the pelvic region. This is the foundation of a strong morning erection. Think of it like preparing a cold engine. If you warm the components in advance, the engine reacts instantly when you turn the key. Your erectile tissue works the same way. When the vessels remain slightly open and oxygenated during the night, the morning circulation has less resistance to overcome. The penis responds faster, with more pressure and greater firmness, because the pathway is no longer blocked by stiffness. This is why some men notice dramatic improvement after adding the right nighttime food. They are not treating the symptom after waking up. They are preparing their blood flow hours before it is needed. For older men, this preparation is often the difference between waking up with a soft penis or waking up with a strong, responsive one. If this explanation helped you understand what really affects your morning erections, take a moment to like this video. It shows me that clear, science-based guidance is valuable to you and encourages me to bring more content like this. If you want to understand why a simple food can influence your erection hours later, you first need to understand how nighttime digestion interacts with your circulatory system. Most men assume that what they eat only affects energy or digestion, but certain foods have compounds that directly change how your blood vessels behave. These compounds do not act immediately. They act slowly, reaching peak effect while you are sleeping, which is exactly when your erectile tissue needs support the most. The principle is simple. During sleep, your heart pumps more slowly, your temperature drops, and your vessels naturally become narrower. This reduced blood flow is normal, but in older men, it becomes exaggerated. The vessels shrink more than they should, and they do not reopen easily in the morning. Foods rich in vasodilating nutrients interrupt this cycle. As your body digests them through the night, the nutrients enter your bloodstream and begin relaxing the vessels before they tighten too much. One of the key mechanisms is the production of nitric oxide. Almost every strong erection depends on this molecule. It is the signal that tells vessels to widen and allow more blood to enter the penis. Many men over 60 have low nitric oxide simply because the body produces less with age. But certain foods can increase its production naturally, without pills or chemicals. When this happens during the night, your vessels maintain better elasticity, and the erectile chambers stay ready to expand. Another advantage is that nighttime digestion is slow and steady. This means the nutrients are released gradually over several hours, giving your pelvic region a constant, low-level activation. By the time you open your eyes, the groundwork is already done, and your penis is far more prepared to respond. This is why the right nighttime food feels like a silent trigger. You do nothing in the morning, yet you notice the difference immediately. To understand why this simple food works so effectively for men over 60, you need to focus on one specific nutrient that makes all the difference. Erections depend on pressure, and pressure depends on open, flexible blood vessels. The nutrient we are talking about targets exactly that, the endothelium, the delicate inner layer of your blood vessels that controls how wide or narrow they become. As you age, the endothelium becomes stiff. It stops responding quickly to signals that should cause the vessels to open. This stiffness is one of the main reasons older men struggle with a weak or slow erection. The nutrient in this food acts like a natural relaxant for the vessels. It increases nitric oxide production, reduces oxidative stress, and encourages the vessels to regain elasticity. The result is a smoother flow of blood through the pelvic region, even during sleep. What makes this so powerful is not the nutrient itself, but the timing. When taken before bed, it works while your body is in its most restorative state. During the night, your bloodstream absorbs the compound slowly, allowing it to act directly on the pelvic vessels. This helps prevent them from tightening too much, preserving both warmth and circulation where it matters most. Think of it as loosening a tight rope overnight. By morning, the rope no longer resists movement. Your vessels behave the same way. If they stay flexible during the night, they open much faster when you wake up, allowing blood to enter the erectile chambers immediately. This is the difference between waking up with a heavy, soft penis and waking up with one that reacts quickly and naturally. Another important effect of this nutrient is that it improves oxygen delivery to the erectile tissue. Proper oxygenation strengthens the smooth muscles inside the penis, increasing their ability to trap blood. The stronger these muscles are, the more reliable your erection becomes. This is why one bite of the right food at night can shift your entire morning response. To understand why this nighttime method can transform your morning erection, you need to know what actually happens inside the penis while you sleep. Most men imagine the penis is inactive during the night, but that is not true. Your erectile tissue goes through cycles of low and moderate blood flow as part of normal physiology. These cycles serve one purpose: keeping the tissue healthy. But after 60, the vessels become so stiff that these cycles weaken, leaving the penis underoxygenated and unprepared for a strong response in the morning. When you sleep, Your body naturally lowers its blood pressure. The vessels in the pelvic region narrow, and the corpora cavernosa, the two expandable chambers responsible for your erection, receive minimal blood. In younger men, this low flow is not a problem because the chambers reopen quickly at dawn. But in older men, the stiffened tissue struggles to expand, making morning erections slower, weaker, or non-existent. This is precisely where the right nighttime food creates such a powerful advantage. As the nutrients circulate through your bloodstream during the night, they help keep the vessels slightly more open than usual. This small difference allows more blood and oxygen to reach the erectile chambers while you are resting. Oxygen is essential because it keeps the smooth muscle inside the penis functioning properly. Without enough oxygen, the muscle becomes sluggish and unable to trap blood effectively. When the vessels stay relaxed overnight, the erectile chambers begin the day already partially prepared. They are warmer, more flexible, and much more receptive to pressure. So when your morning circulation increases naturally, the penis responds instantly. Instead of struggling to open stiff vessels, the blood flows in with far less resistance. This is why men who try this method often say their morning erections feel almost automatic. The work happened while they were asleep. The food did not force anything. It simply enabled the natural nighttime repair that the body was no longer capable of performing on its own. One of the most surprising things men over 60 notice when they begin supporting their circulation at night is how quickly the body starts responding in the morning. It might seem strange that a single food eaten before bed can create such a noticeable change, but from a medical perspective, it makes perfect sense. Aging slows the vessel's ability to expand, but it does not remove its sensitivity. In fact, older vessels often respond more intensely once they receive the right signal. When the nutrients from the nighttime food begin relaxing your vessels during sleep, the erectile tissue is no longer starting the morning from zero. It begins from a partially activated state. This means the first natural increase in blood flow that happens at dawn immediately finds an open path. The vessels do not resist. They do not stiffen. They welcome the pressure. And because erections are simply a matter of blood entering faster than it leaves, this head start creates a dramatic difference. Men often describe the first improvements in the same way: warmth arrives faster, the base of the penis feels fuller, the pulsing sensation is stronger, and the erection builds with less effort. These signs are not psychological. They are physical evidence that the erectile chambers have regained part of their elasticity. Once the chambers can expand again, even a small increase in blood flow creates a noticeable rise in firmness. Another reason older men respond so quickly is that their pelvic nerves, once reactivated, fire more intensely than expected. These nerves are responsible for triggering the erection reflex. When blood flow improves, oxygenation improves, and nerve sensitivity returns. This creates a reinforcing loop: better circulation activates the nerves, and the nerves amplify the erection. The result is that men who have struggled for years often experience their first strong morning erection in a long time after only a few nights of consistency. Not because the food is magical, but because their body finally receives what it has been missing: the ability to open the vessels at the right time. Once you repeat this nighttime routine for several days, your body begins to adapt in ways most men do not expect. Erections are not just a momentary response, they are the result of a system that needs consistent training to work properly. And the food you eat before bed becomes part of that training, conditioning your blood vessels and erectile tissue to behave differently. Every night, as the nutrient circulates through your bloodstream, it gently encourages your vessels to stay open longer and to open more easily. This repeated relaxation slowly rewires the endothelium, making it more responsive. Over time, the vessels do not tighten as aggressively during the night, which means the morning pressure rises faster. You are, in essence, restoring flexibility to a system that had become rigid. But the most powerful benefit is what happens to the smooth muscle inside the penis. Erections are not held by bone or cartilage. They are held by smooth muscle trapping blood inside the chambers. When this muscle receives better oxygen overnight, it becomes stronger and more capable of maintaining pressure. That is why older men who follow this routine often report not just firmer morning erections but firmer erections throughout the day as well. The pelvic nerves also adapt. With consistent oxygenation and improved blood flow, they begin firing signals faster and more intensely. These nerves act as the ignition for erection. When they reactivate, the erectile reflex becomes more immediate. Suddenly, the penis responds faster to pressure, warmth, stimulation, or even mild arousal. It is not a psychological change. It is the nervous system regaining its efficiency. The result is a body that no longer struggles to create firmness. Morning erections become a natural response again, not an occasional surprise. And this improvement grows stronger the more consistently you maintain the nighttime routine. If you stayed with me until the end of this video, it means you are truly committed to improving your circulation and waking up with stronger erections in a natural, consistent way. Before you go, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you never miss the next steps in this process. And since you reached the final minute, I want you to comment one word below: night boost. This tells me you are ready to apply what you learned tonight and give your body the support it needs while you sleep. If this video helped you understand your morning erections more clearly, take a moment to leave a like. It helps this information reach other men who need the same guidance. And do not stop here. The next video appearing on your screen continues this journey and goes even deeper into restoring your natural strength. Watch it now and keep moving forward.